Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Greater Lansing High School Sports Awards, brought to you by the Lansing State Journal.
Talent will always be found. It doesn't matter where you play or where you're from. When you have talent, people will find you.
Some of the biggest names in the world of sports come together to honor the best high school athletes in the country. Alex Morgan, Katie Ledecky, Aaron Rodgers, Sue Bird, Shaquille O'Neal.
Now do you know my name? Yeah, you know, do you know my name? You know, my name is Fire, Fury, Power. My name is Legend. You know, do you know my name? Let's go. My name is Legend.
It's a celebration of athletic excellence from those who know it best. Here are your hosts, Heisman Trophy winner and ESPN analyst Desmond Howard, and the host of NFL Live and SEC Nation, Laura Rutledge.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the show. Tonight, we get to celebrate one of the most passionate and exciting groups in all of sports, the high school athlete.
That's right, Laura. An incredible list of all-star talent has signed on to help recognize these amazing men and women. We're talking Aaron Rodgers, Alex Morgan, Chipper Jones, Sue Bird, Katie Ledecky, and the big man himself, Shaquille O'Neal.
I love it. You know, I actually think it's illegal these days to have a sports award without Shaq in it.
I think you're right.
So I'm glad he's on board for our show tonight.
Of course, and the Diesel has something in common with everyone else on this show. At one point or another, we all went to high school.
True, and while the time since high school has been a while, for some more than others, we all still remember the hopes and dreams and even the challenges of that memorable time in our lives.
And tonight, we all return to high school to cover a lot of sports and give out a lot of awards. If two people showed up to cheer for it, and those two people were your parents, we're celebrating it tonight.
So ditch the backpacks and summer reading lists and forget about that pop quiz you bombed in third period French last semester. It's time to celebrate some of the best high school athletes in the area.
Of course, none of this would be possible without the generous support of our sponsors.
And you can't have a celebration this big without a little flexing going on. That's why we have sports broadcaster Abby Labar keeping an eye on the land of the humble brag.
Thanks, Laura. And speaking of bragging, we know you love to, and we love to see it. So tag us in your social posts, share photos and videos from your own celebrations using tonight's hashtags. Posts on Instagram or Twitter will be shown on the social media feed on the show website. Okay, so we know every award show needs a red carpet, and lucky for us, two former college football players agreed to host ours tonight. If you don't know them as football players, well, you probably know them better from another little gig they had. The Bachelorette and The Bachelor, my friends Tyler Cameron and Matt James.
Thanks, Abby. Matt and I are so excited to be here. We got out, got dressed up, and stepped into our freshest kicks to walk the red carpet.
Wait, are those my shoes?
Bro, you put them in my closet. I'm wearing them now.
Tonight we get a chance to salute some show-out high school athletes. So who's handing out the roses? I mean the awards tonight.
Careful now. We talked about this and we let that go. We were playing sports long before our bachelor days, so we know how exciting this must be for you.
But tonight's not about us. It's about the athletes of today. The records they're breaking, the bars they're raising, and the names we'll be reading and remembering in the future.
So whether or not you win tonight, just know you've already proven to be a top athlete. So congratulations, this red carpet is all for you.
Thanks, guys. I don't know about you, Desmond, but I'm ready to start giving these kids some of their hard-earned awards.
Hey, let's do it. We're going to kick things off in the pool. Here to help us dive right in is one of the most decorated female swimmers in U.S. history, the legendary Katie Ledecky.
Katie Ledecky burst on the competitive swimming scene at 15 years old. At the London Olympics, she took home the gold and the first of many Olympic medals. She's added 4 more golds, 15 world championships, 2 NCAA titles, and a whole bunch of freestyle world records. The recent Stanford grad is back in the pool, training for Tokyo.
Hey everybody, Katie Ledecky talking to all you swimmers and divers out there. I know a lot of the world puts us all together in one big group because we spend half of our time in the pool and the other half of the time trying to get chlorine out of our hair. But we are a very diverse group. Divers launch themselves off of boards and platforms of varying heights, and swimmers employ a bunch of different strokes and distances, each with its own unique demands. That's why I'm here. So I can speak to all of you individuals and tell you the key to success in your water world is to always, always, always keep moving forward. Except, of course, anyone who competes in backstroke or performs back dives. That advice would be very bad for you. You guys keep going backward. That sounded weird. I'm gonna go back in the pool. I'll leave all you divers to your diving and your backstrokers to your backstroking. I'll see you later. Here are the honorees for the Female Swimmer of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Female Swimmer of the Year is Jordan Ships of DeWitt High School.
DeWitt senior Jordan Ships completed her career as a double individual state champion in Division II, winning both the 200 individual medley and the 100 freestyle. At the CAAC Blue Meet, the Oakland University signee won the 100 butterfly and 200 freestyle and was part of the first place 200 medley relay.
Congratulations, Jordan. Here are the honorees for the Male Swimmer of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Swimmer of the Year is Jonas Cantrell of Mason High School.
Jonas Cantrell was named to the Michigan Interscholastic Swimming Coaches Association Dream Team. In the 500 freestyle, the Oakland University-bound swimmer was the Division III state champion in the 500 freestyle and finished third in the 200 freestyle at the state meet. Cantrell was also part of the state title, winning 200 freestyle relay and the 400 freestyle relay that took third place.
Congratulations, Jonas. And the finalists for the Female Diver of the Year. And the Greater Lansing Female Diver of the Year is Caroline Lee of Okemos High School.
Okemos sophomore Caroline Lee finished the season as the state diving runner-up in Division II. Lee also won the championship at her Division II diving regional and captured the diving title at the CAAC Blue Championship meet. Only a sophomore, she will be the diver to beat in Division II over the next 2 seasons.
Congratulations, Caroline. And the finalists for the Male Diver of the Year. And the Greater Lansing Male Diver of the Year is Gavin Sutton of Mason High School.
It was a big season for Mason's Gavin Sutton. The senior finished 11th at the Division III state finals. He was the Division III regional champion and also won the CAAC Red title.
Congratulations, Gavin.
If you had to name the sport that most pro athletes choose to play when they're not at their paying gig, it would have to be golf. It doesn't mean they're good at it, but it doesn't mean they're as bad as Charles Barkley either. But we decided to tap someone who makes their living driving for show and putting for dough. Here's Ryan Palmer with the Golf Awards.
Four-time champion Ryan Palmer is no stranger to success. On the PGA Tour, where every week is a battle of attrition, he's taken home 4 tour victories, 11 runners-up, 67 top 10 finishes, including 2 in the majors.
Hey all you golfers out there. PGA Tour winner Ryan Palmer here to hand out the Golf Awards. But before I do, I want to point out something about golf compared to other sports. Listen, I get it. There's no buzzer beating golf. No one is throwing the ball 100 miles an hour at you, and no one is going to smash into you at the top of your swing and throw you to the ground. That's all true. But there's something awesome about golf that you can't find in a lot of other sports. If you've got a couple of hours to spare, you can play on the same courses that Tiger, Phil, myself, Annika and MB, or even Rory and DJ play on. Try shooting hoops with your friends at Madison Square Garden, or play 9 innings at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Let's hear it for the game of golf, where legendary venues are open to all. Here are your honorees for the Female Golfer of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Female Golfer of the Year is Allison Sway of Okemos High School.
Okemos junior Allison Sway won her 2nd straight Division II state title in 2020. Sway was also the CAAC Blue and Regional Champion. For all those accomplishments, she was named to the Michigan Interscholastic Golf Coaches Association Super Team. She helped Okemos place 3rd in the state in Division II.
Congratulations, Allison. Here are your finalists for the Male Golfer of the Year.
And the Greater Lansing Male Golfer of the Year is Cannon Reisner of Leslie High School. The Ferris State signee, Cannon Reisner, capped his career by finishing as the individual runner-up at the Division III State Golf Finals. Reisner also was the GLAC champion and was the medalist at the regional tournament.
Congratulations on a great season.
A lot of sports have similar concepts and equipment, boundaries, balls, and scoreboards, name a few. But there are 2 that make use of sand. One is golf, where it's to be avoided, and the other is beach volleyball, where it's embraced in all its gritty glory. Here to lend a hand with our volleyball awards is someone who knows achieving greatness is no day at the beach, Carrie Walsh Jennings.
Carrie Walsh Jennings, also known as 6 Feet of Sunshine, is covered in Olympic gold. The 42-year-old SoCal standout is the most decorated beach volleyball player in Olympic history. She and her former teammate Misty May Traynor won 3 gold medals and 5 world championships, earning the title the greatest beach volleyball team of all time.
Hey everybody, Carrie Walsh Jennings here. I know this looks like a volleyball, but in reality, it's a ticket to your future. Because the lessons you learn hitting this sucker around will come in handy down the road. Things like teamwork, determination, goal setting. You're going to need all of those skills. And then, there are the friends you make with this. Ones you'll have for the rest of your life. Priceless. So don't think of it as just a volleyball. Think of it as your secret weapon for success. And your honorees for Volleyball Player of the Year are and the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Volleyball Player of the Year is Aubrey O'Gorman of Lakewood High School.
Lakewood senior middle blocker Aubrey O'Gorman earned Under Armour's second team All-American recognition, and finished in the top 10 in the state's Miss Volleyball voting. The Division II first team All-State selection helped the Vikings to a state runner-up finish and GLAC, district, and regional championships. She will continue her volleyball and academic career at Michigan State.
Congratulations, Aubrey.
There are some athletes today who have been so dominant, you only have to say their first name for everyone to know who you're talking about. They become celebrities, giants of their sport.
That's right. Our next presenter was an athlete like that during her long career. She made her mark as a teenager, practically ruled at Wimbledon, and was still taking home major titles at the age of 49. The name Navratilova will be in the record books for years to come. But for so many of us, all you have to say is Martina.
Martina Navratilova is one of the most dominant players to ever swing a racket. Born in the former Czechoslovakia, the former world #1 claimed 18 Grand Slam singles titles, added to her 31 doubles and 10 mixed doubles. 59 major titles are the most by any player, male or female, in the Open era.
Hey everybody, Martina Navratilova here. To tell you that you picked a great sport to play in high school. Because it's a sport that you can play your whole life. I mean, look at me. I'm still out there on the court all the time, playing for hours, and I'm like 60. Never mind, you can see by my hair how old I am. My hair is thinning, but anyway, I don't know why I did that. Because you guys can just Google my name and kind of figure out how old I am and then Instagram me about it, whatever. Anyway, all the effort that you are putting in now, it can pay dividends well past your competitive playing days. Remember, you can love other sports, but tennis is the only sport where love is literally part of the game. And here are your finalists for the Female Tennis Player of the Year. And the winner is...
Avery Walta from Mason High School was the CAAC Red Champion and captured a regional title at #1 singles this spring. She entered the state finals with a 20-5 record. Congratulations, Avery.
Here are the honorees for the Male Tennis Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Tennis Player of the Year is Josh Portnoy of Okemos High School.
Okemos senior Josh Portnoy, a Michigan State signee, finished as the state's #1 singles champion in Division I, while earning first-team All-State recognition from the Michigan High School Tennis Coaches Association. He helped the Chiefs win the Division I team state title.
Congratulations, Josh.
Bruce Springsteen once topped the charts with his iconic album, Born to Run. But for this ultra-marathon man, those aren't words that you sing. Those are words you live by. Presenting the awards for cross country, Dean Karnazes.
Dean Karnazes, the legendary Badwater ultramarathon champion, running 135 miles through Death Valley in 124-degree heat. He later ran a marathon at the South Pole. This superhuman and best-selling author has run 50 marathons in 50 states in 50 days.
Hey guys, Dean Karnazes here to talk a little cross country. But first, a quick confession. I only ran cross country as a freshman in high school. Our team won the state championships and I figured that I couldn't top that, so I stopped running. Until later in life. Now I've raced and competed on all 7 continents. But enough about me. This is about you guys, the best cross-country runners from across the country. Here are the honorees for the Female Cross-Country Runner of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Female Cross Country Runner of the Year is Lainey Bloom of Ithaca High School.
Ithaca's Lainey Bloom was 4th at the Division III state finals and won regional and pre-regional meets. A junior, Bloom was 1st at the Division III portion of the Greater Lansing Championships and was the top finisher at the TVC Championships. Her season best time of 17 minutes 22.5 seconds was the fastest in the area.
Congratulations, Lainey. Here are the honorees for the Male Cross Country Runner of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Cross Country Runner of the Year is Coleman Clark of Carson City Crystal High School.
Coleman Clark was the individual champion at the Division IV state finals while helping Carson City Crystal win the team title. A senior, Clark also finished 2nd at the regional, 1st at the pre-regional, and 1st at the Division IV Greater Lansing Championships. His season best time was 15 minutes 58.6 seconds.
Congratulations, Coleman.
Hi, it's Laurie Hernandez here. Now don't dismount. Stay on your beam because gymnastics awards are right around the bend.
Are you guys hungry?
Yeah.
All right, let's get some apps.
Let's do it. It's as easy as that. Let us refill for you. There you go, guys.
Wow, that was so fast. Thank you so much.
All right, cheers, guys.
Hey, I'll be right back. Okay.
No one likes waiting in long lines or missing the big moments.
Did I miss anything? No. That was quick. I know, right?
You want a beer? Yeah.
We're making it easier for you to get back to what you love without missing a single minute. Refill.
Did I miss anything?
Desmond, follow me here.
Okay.
The 4 horsemen.
Murderer's Row.
The Steel Curtain.
Broad Street Bullies.
Oh, good one. Phi Slamma Jamma.
The Splash Brothers.
You did good at that game. Certain groups of athletes stand the test of time, not just for what they did, but for how they did it.
Yes, and to present our award in gymnastics, we're honored to have with us a member of another iconic ensemble from that golden quintet of the Rio Olympics. Here's Laurie Hernandez.
Laurie Hernandez, a member of U.S. Women's legendary Final 5 gymnastics team, helped bring home team gold and earned a silver medal for herself at the last Summer Olympics. The Jersey girl is back, competing again on the world stage, and as many know, she also took Dancing with the Stars by storm, finishing as the season 23 champion.
Hey, what's up guys? Laurie Hernandez here, and I am honored to give some love to gymnasts from coast to coast. This is an Olympic year, so our sport gets some time to shine in prime time. Don't get me wrong, that's a great thing and all, but for you guys, it doesn't matter what year it is. You're in the gym, putting in all the hours on the floor, beam, bars, horse, vault, and the rings, because you all know that perfect routine is out there. And if you love that chase of perfection, then you'll definitely have mad skills in whatever career path you choose. You hear people say, leave it out all on the floor. Well, I'm here to tell you that even if you get a perfect 10, a lot of what you learned in gymnastics comes with you off the mat and into the real world. So congratulations on a great year, and let's give out some awards. Here are your honorees for the Gymnast of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Gymnast of the Year is Lizzie Moore of Grand Ledge.
Lizzie Moore was the Division I all-around state champion in 2021. Moore also finished as the CAAC and regional all-around champion. She led Grand Ledge to a CAAC title, a regional title, as well as a third-place finish at the state finals.
Congratulations, Lizzie.
If you're a member of a cheer or dance team, there are literally no rivals standing between you and victory. Your true opponents are timing and gravity. And last time I checked, they were both still undefeated. But I bet they're starting to get a little nervous, because if anyone can take them down, it would be our next presenter, the queen of cheer herself, Monica Aldama.
Monica Aldama has built a dynasty out of her insistence on perfection. Since 2000, this storied cheer coach has won 14 NCAA national championships, and she's been highlighted on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, the hit Netflix docuseries Cheer, and her season on Dancing with the Stars.
Hey everyone, it's Monica Aldama taking a moment to cheer for all of you high school cheer and dance teams out there. First though, I want to clear something up about my nickname, the Queen of Cheer. I think it arose from people seeing my passion for these sports and the amazing kids who participate in them. And while I am honored, it is just a nickname. Of course, if it were an official title, then I would decree that cheer and dance be made official sports in every high school across the land. I would decree there is to be a tournament of champions called the Cheer Bowl, where the two finest squads battle it out until the end, while the halftime entertainment would consist of a football game. And I would order the smartest minds in the realm to create a uniform for flyers that can instantly turn into bubble wrap the moment a throw goes awry. But, as I said, Queen of Cheer is just an honorary title. Here are your honorees for Cheerleader of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Cheerleader of the Year is Alexandra Irby of Mason High School.
Alexandra Erb and her team had a stellar season. She was named First Team All-State by the Competitive Cheer Coaches Association of Michigan in Division II. She also helped Mason reach the state finals, where it finished 8th. Erb also was an all-region and all-district selection.
Congratulations, Alexandra.
We have loved seeing how you are celebrating. Thank you for posting and letting us celebrate with you. Keep posting on Instagram and Twitter using the hashtags for a chance to win an autographed gift from one of our featured guests tonight. Now let's hear from some honorees with our friends, Matt and Tyler.
Thanks, Abby. One thing you could say about us athletes is some of us tend to be a little superstitious.
Some eat the same thing before every game, some listen to the same music, some people even wear the same socks for every game for years.
Really? Bro, those Sam's Club socks?
Come on, bro.
The thick cotton ones?
I know, but we had socks from our school. You wouldn't wear them. You would stink up the whole place because you wouldn't even wash them. You'd forget to wash them. You still do that same thing in my apartment.
In any case, we want to hear from some of the greats. Let's see what they've done to lock in the wins.
I think I used to have like a ton of rituals. Well, I'm a pitcher, and so we're kind of known for being a little different.
I had my special hair ties. I would have to shower before every competition.
I've always had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before I played.
I pretty much just put on my right sock before my left sock, my left shoe before my right shoe. I never touched the lines. I always warmed up 27 minutes before game time.
But my one, I guess, like pregame ritual would be that I always pass with one particular teammate, Lauren Meyer.
I didn't have any rituals or lucky anything, and I tried to stay away from those things because luck scares me.
There are some things in certain playlists that might last an entire season, or you might listen to a certain playlist that you made and lose or have a bad game, and that thing gets erased pretty quickly.
I do 3 claps on the blocks typically before I start my race.
Like if I do something before a workout, before a competition, and I notice that I had a good day, I now have to do said thing until the meet is done.
Obviously all rituals are a mental thing, but they were a big part of my preparation.
Kind of like Dumbo's feather, like you don't need the feather to fly. You have it within you.
30 minutes before game time, yeah, it's embarrassing. 4 chocolate chip cookies and an orange Powerade.
Well, that certainly was educational, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
And what about you, Desmond? I would think a Heisman Trophy winner would have some good pregame rituals. Did you do anything?
Yeah, you know, it's pretty silly and goofy, but I used to put everything on in the same particular order. No matter if we're home or away, like the right sock and the left sock. You know, it's just, I know it's ridiculous. I do it now, even when I put on my suit.
So you put your suit on in that particular order that you used to put your uniform on today? That's what you did?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I like to hear. All right, that was very good. So moving on, let's get to our next set of awards.
Okay, let's be honest. I'm never going to suit up in a goalie gear and stand in front of a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot or block Shaq's shot. But I have put on a pair of tri-colored rented shoes and rode a ball down a greased lane with some friends. So with the help of legendary Chris Barnes, let's go bowling, man.
Chris Barnes, the Kansas native, has claimed 19 PBA Tour titles during his 20-plus year bowling career. This 2018 PBA Hall of Fame inductee has rolled 55 perfect games and is the only bowler in history to win Collegiate Player of the Year, the PBA Rookie of the Year, PBA Player of the Year, World Cup Champion, and the World Singles Gold Medal.
Hey everybody, Chris Barnes here to give a much-deserved shout out to my fellow bowlers. For some reason, bowling doesn't seem to get as much love out there in the world as some other high school sports. I, for one, can't think of a single reason why that would be. As the fastest growing high school sport in America, it seems times are changing. In our sport where perfection is an attainable goal, an accomplished bowler will always have a keen eye, laser-like attention to detail, and they'll have to make all parts of their game work together to be in absolute harmony with their surroundings, just like an athlete in any other sport. So I'm not sure why there is often this subtle lack of respect for bowling out there in the media. Maybe it's the shoes? But at least we don't have referees, right? Here are your honorees for the Female Bowler of the Year. And the finalists are and Greater Lansing's Female Bowler of the Year is Grace Whipple of Mason High School.
Whipple was an MHSI BCA Division II first team All-State selection and helped Mason to a regional title and a state runner-up finish. She reached the semifinals of the singles tournament at the state finals, placed third individually at the regional, and was the CAAC tournament singles champion.
Congratulations, Grace. And now for the guys' lane. Here are your honorees for the Male Bowler of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Bowler of the Year is David Schauberg of Holt High School.
Davis Schaberg was a Michigan High School Interscholastic Bowling Coaches Association first team All-State selection in Division I. He reached the match play semifinals at the MHSAA Division I state finals. Schaberg was 10th at the regional and 8th at the CAAC singles tournament.
Congratulations, David.
Let's move on to a very impressive award.
And now, the Michael Sadler Scholar Athlete Award presented by the Michael Sadler Foundation.
The Ionia valedictorian, Michaela Castle, was one of 14 student athletes in Class A to receive the Michigan High School Athletic Association's Scholar Athlete Award in Class A. She is a 4-year varsity softball player and has also played 2 seasons of varsity volleyball and basketball. Castle has served as the captain of all 3 teams and earned all-league recognition in volleyball and softball. In addition to her involvement in sports, Castle has been involved with Student Council, the National Honor Society, and the school's jazz, symphonic, and marching band. Castle also captained the debate and forensics teams and finished among the top 5 at the debate state finals and competed in the national competition. She is headed to the University of Michigan to study political science.
Congratulations, great job. When you're on the track, you know records are made to be broken, and legends can be made in a fraction of a second. That's why you always have to come with your best. You never know when it's your time to make your mark and when the world is watching.
And the world definitely watched our next presenter. He remains the only man to win gold in the 200 and 400 at the same Olympics. The one and only legendary sprinter, Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson. This Texan dominated sprinting for most of the 90s. Of his 16 major international medals, not a single one isn't gold. After becoming the first and only man to defend an Olympic 400-meter title in Sydney, and to this day, the U.S. records in the 200, 300, and 400 meters still bear his name.
Hey everybody, Michael Johnson here to help celebrate the amazing achievements of the athletes from the friendliest sport there is, track and field. I know all those other sports will be mad that I said that, but think about it. When most sports have teams come together to compete, they call it a game. Some call it a match. But when we compete, where do we do it? At a meet. You can't get much more friendly than a meet as far as competition goes. And your finalists for the Female Track and Field Athlete of the Year are and the Greater Lansing Female Track and Field Athlete of the Year is Kamari Hawkins of East Lansing High School.
Kamari Hawkins was one of the state's best sprinters this spring and capped her strong debut season at East Lansing by finishing 3rd in the 100-meter dash, 4th in the 200, and anchoring an 800 relay team that finished 3rd at the Division I state finals.
Congratulations, Kamari. And now for the guys' side. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Track and Field Athlete of the Year is Zane Forrest of Carson City Crystal High School.
Zane Forrest was the state's top thrower this spring and capped a dominant junior season with state titles in both the discus and shot put. He set Division IV state meet records with his winning throws in both. Forrest had a state best distance of 64 feet, 7.5 inches in the shot put and a throw of 206 feet in the discus.
Congratulations, Zane.
All right, it's time to celebrate those who use a dirty dangle with some tasty sauce to light the lamp. Those guys and gals who put the biscuit in the basket and occasionally chirp their way to the sin bin. The ones who go top shelf on their way to epic sellies. We are talking about the coolest athletes on earth. And here to help some talented hockey players raise our version of the cup, we have Hall of Famer Martin St. Louis.
Martin St. Louis, a 5'8" native of Canada, defied limitations and battled his way to an amazing career. The first ballot Hall of Famer collected a Hart Trophy as league MVP, a Stanley Cup, and an Olympic gold medal. His number 26 was the first jersey retired by the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Hey guys, it's Marty St. Louis. I can't tell you how honored I am to be part of these high school sports awards because you guys do everything for the love of the game. There's not a lot of glamour in 4 a.m. practices. No one is signing an endorsement deal in the back of a car of stinky equipment. So the fact that you all do that tough stuff day in and day out and season after season, it's a testament to your passion for the game of hockey. You all have my utmost respect and admiration. Well, not all of you, because there are a couple who still haven't unpacked those stinky bags from their last game. You know who you are. Come on, guys. Cut your parents a break. Neighbors are starting to complain about the smell. As for the rest of you, great job. I can tell you firsthand that heart and will can take you anywhere. Here are your honorees for the Hockey Player of the Year. And here are your finalists. And the Greater Lansing Hockey Player of the Year is Carson Finney of the Mid-Michigan Marauders.
Carson Finney earned second-team All-State honors in Division I and helped the Marauders reach the state semifinals. The senior forward had 18 goals and 44 assists in 18 games.
Congratulations, a great season, Carson.
It is called the beautiful game. And we're 3.5 billion soccer fans, that's right, billion with a B, around the world. I think you have a hard time arguing with that description.
Just like no one can argue that Alex Morgan is one of the most accomplished players, man or woman, in the history of the U.S. national team, and the perfect choice to present our soccer awards.
When Alex Morgan steps on the pitch, it is game on. With a knack for late-game heroics, Morgan's goal in extra time in the semifinals of the London Olympics helped propel the U.S. to gold. She would go on to win the World Cup in 2014 and 19.
Hey everybody, Alex Morgan here. I've been so fortunate with all the things I've been able to do thanks to soccer. And you might be looking wide-eyed at that list of accomplishments, so it might surprise you to know that in this interaction we are having right now, I'm the envious one. I'm not kidding, because you guys are in or just finished high school, and I absolutely loved my time in high school. It was Dunbar High School in Southern California. Go Brahmas! Our colors were purple and gold, and our cheer was loud and proud. Yeah, that stuff stays with you. I'm envious because high school is special. You guys have your whole life ahead of you, which is scary, but also really exciting at the same time. So congrats on all your accolades, and just try to really enjoy the ride. Your older self will thank you, trust me. Here are your finalists for the Female Soccer Player of the Year.
And the Greater Lansing Female Soccer Player of the Year is Kennedy Pugh of DeWitt High School. Saginaw Valley-bound goalkeeper Kennedy Pugh was an instrumental part in a season where DeWitt finished 17-2 and won CAAC Blue and Division II district championships. Pugh registered 13 shutouts this spring for the Panthers. Congratulations, Kennedy!
And now for the guys' side. Here are your honorees for the Male Soccer Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Soccer Player of the Year is Zach Kelly of Holt High School.
Holt senior Zach Kelly, a Michigan State signee, made an impact as a goalkeeper and midfielder while earning Michigan High School Soccer Coaches Association Dream Team accolades. Kelly also was a United Soccer Coaches All-American selection and helped the Rams to CAAC Blue and Division I district championships. Kelly was one of Holt's top scorers in the regular season with 6 goals.
Congratulations, Zach.
Let's move on to some very special awards.
The Lansing Promise Athlete of the Year, presented by Dean Transportation.
Here are your finalists. And the winner is...
The Everett High School senior Nadia Anzaldua was a member of the soccer and basketball teams at her school and also was involved with student council. Nadia plans to continue her academic and athletic careers at Olivet College.
Congratulations, great job.
Now, Laura, you know they say defense wins championships. I know you won't get any argument about that from our next presenter. But even if you did, I'm pretty sure you'd let him win that argument.
Yeah, I'd sure stay out of his way. Also, those people haven't met you. But anyway, here to present the Defensive Football Player of the Year is T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt, the youngest in an NFL family dynasty, was drafted in the first round by the Steelers in 2017 and became the first rookie to start at linebacker for the Black and Gold in more than 30 years. He has earned 3 Pro Bowl selections, led the league in sacks in 2020, and is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year finalist. Football Defense, presented by Lansing Football League.
Hey everybody, it's TJ Watt, giving some much-deserved props to the defenders out there. We all know that the offense is the one everybody likes to talk about and read about during the season. But over the long haul, history looks back kindly on those who defend. Think about it. The heroes of the Alamo, they were defenders. The iconic and beloved lawyer Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, defender. Even one of the early super popular video games back in the 80s was called, you guessed it, Defender. And how do you describe a talented player on the other side of the ball? You call them offensive, like a bad smell or a horrendous outfit, like that uncle who always jokes weirdly at Christmas. So keep doing what you're doing out there on the field. People may go nuts for the quarterbacks today, but they'll always remember you defenders for years to come. Here are your honorees for the Defensive Football Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Defensive Football Player of the Year is Malachi Davis of Holt High School.
Holt Junior defensive lineman Malachi Davis was an MHSFCA Dream Team selection and an All-State player in Division I. He was named Honorable Mention All-State as a lineman in Division I and II by the Associated Press. The two-way lineman recorded 52 tackles, including 19 for loss in 8 games.
Congratulations, Malachi.
A big thanks to TJ Watt for helping us out with the defense. And before we move on to offense, I was thinking, Desmond, if I could get you, TJ, and our next presenter on my flag football team, I could go ahead and just plan the victory dinner before the season even started.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, man, I love to run routes for this guy. His accuracy and creativity as a signal caller make him a receiver's dream.
So more of my flag football team later, but he is one of the best and has certainly carved out a place for his name in the record books. Here to present is legendary quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers holds the league's lowest career interception percentage and the highest single-season passer rating in history. The 9-time Pro Bowl selection was also named the NFL's most valuable player last season, the 3rd MVP trophy of his illustrious career. Football Offense, presented by Lansing Football League.
Hey everybody, Aaron Rodgers here to hand out some awards to incredibly deserving high school football players. Of course, that got me thinking about all the things I love about our sport. One of the most underrated aspects of football, the terminology. I mean, we got the blitz, the bomb, the sack, wild card. We spike, we trap, we fly, we Hail Mary from time to time. Those are fun. No offense to other sports, but while they dribble or bunt, we hit the hole and shoot the gap. They can't stand tall with the Statue of Liberty or transform a turnover into a touchdown with the fumble-rooski. So what do you say? We get in victory formation as we salute some amazing athletes from the gridiron. Here are the honorees for the Offensive Football Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Offensive Football Player of the Year is Tyler Holtz of DeWitt High School.
DeWitt junior quarterback Tyler Holtz was the Associated Press Division III and IV Player of the Year and a Division III All-State selection. Holtz threw for more than 2,000 yards with 35 touchdowns while leading DeWitt to the Division III State Championship. He also had over 400 rushing yards.
Congrats, Tyler.
Imagine for a moment what it would be like to go through your day carrying around something that weighs the same as you do. Now imagine that weight isn't playing nice and is fighting you the whole time. It would get pretty exhausting pretty fast. Welcome to the life of a wrestler. Here to help us award these masters of the mat is freestyle Olympic champion Kyle Snyder.
Kyle Snyder, aka Captain America, in 2016 became the youngest Olympic gold medalist and world champion in American wrestling history. He helped Team USA win its first world championship in more than 20 years. He'll be repping the red, white, and blue again when he attempts to defend his freestyle Olympic gold in Tokyo.
Hey everybody, Kyle Snyder here. If you want to have a long and successful wrestling career, you have to embrace a concept that is foreign to most Americans. I'm talking about kilograms. That measure of weight that school children and the rest of the world use with ease, but adults in the US can't seem to wrap their heads around. So if you already have a handle on it, you're ahead of the game. It's kind of like learning the language of your opponents. Що може дати вам більше преимущество в конкуренції не думаєте. Here are your honorees for the Wrestler of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Wrestler of the Year is CJ Crum of St. John's High School.
CJ Crum completed a perfect senior season. The Albion College commit went 36-0 this season while capping off his career with an individual state title in Division II. He was also named to the Dream Team at 215 pounds.
Congratulations, CJ.
A lot of today's sports come from purely recreational origins, not lacrosse. Created by Native American tribes, what we call lacrosse was used to train warriors and even had some religious significance. Today, its popularity is absolutely exploding, thanks in no small part to our next presenter, lacrosse legend, Paul Rabel.
Paul Rabel, the lacrosse superstar and legend, has 7 championship titles through his college, professional, and international career. The 3-time MVP co-founded the Premier Lacrosse League, changing the game of pro play for the fastest growing team sport in North America.
What's up, all you lacrosse players out there? I'm Paul Rabel, and I've seen a bunch of your highlights and was blown away. You guys totally do your talking on the field, which is where you want a lacrosse player to do their talking, which got me thinking, why am I talking here instead of giving awards to you guys over there? So let's do this. Here are your finalists for the Female Lacrosse Player of the Year. And the Greater Lansing Female Lacrosse Player of the Year is Kerrigan Brown of DeWitt High School.
Kerrigan Brown earned first-team All-State accolades in Division II and was an instrumental part in an historic season for DeWitt. She was one of the area's leaders in goals and assists and helped the Panthers win their first ever CAAC regular season and regional championships.
Congratulations, Kerrigan. And now for the guys. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Lacrosse Player of the Year is Mitch Chermak of Okemos High School.
Mitch Cheermack was one of Greater Lansing's top scorers this spring and led Okemos to a strong season that included CAAC and Division II regional championships.
Congratulations, Mitch.
We all have that person we look to for inspiration, that drives us to be better, that in turn helps us become an example for somebody else.
And the cycle keeps repeating. Let's take a moment to hear about some of the people who've inspired athletes at every level.
Hey guys, we're back. So let's talk about role models.
Being that person who inspires others is what it's all about. It's one of the main reasons why we started ABC Food Tours, to share experiences, become mentors, and help kids in our communities.
I mean, it's one of my favorite things we do. Give back to the kids, have fun with them, learn from them, teach them a little bit. Nothing better.
Yeah, it's been super rewarding. You know, it's a lot of the lessons that I thought that I'd be teaching these kids is what I've learned from
them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so mentoring, you learn a lot by giving, but you also learn a lot by receiving.
Exactly.
Even the pros have role models. Let's hear who inspired them and who they looked up to.
My role model was Lisa Fernandez. Her standard of excellence was so high.
Peekaboo Street was mine, and without her, I don't know if I would be where I am, so I'm very, very grateful to her.
My role model is Alex Morgan.
My parents inspire me because they raised 3 strong daughters.
My role model growing up was Cal Ripken. He was the all-around player. He was the Rookie of the Year. He was an MVP. He was a world champion. All things that I wanted to accomplish in my career.
My fiance Megan is also a little bit of my role model, just to see how she carries herself. I have a front row seat to it.
I tried to change it to a real model.
I look up to people who are authentic.
I always tell kids it's good to admire somebody. If you like what they do, steal it.
My role model are my parents and siblings.
My role model is my father.
Both of my parents, going back from day one, driving us all around, both of my brothers and I.
My older brother was a great athlete, and I was always chasing after him.
I think the memory of my mom, because she was always so kind and so smart.
The military and their effect they had on me in my rehab.
You hope that as an athlete you can have a positive impact on the community, and there's ways you do it vocally, through social media today, and most importantly through action in the communities.
And so to potentially be that for somebody else obviously is an amazing feeling.
Softball might be the most misnamed sport there is. First off, the ball isn't soft at all. Just ask anyone who's ever been hit by one. Secondly, pitchers routinely hurl it over 70 miles an hour, standing only 43 feet from home plate. So don't confuse softball for being soft. To present our next set of awards, here's legendary pitcher Jennie Finch.
An icon of the diamond, Jennie Finch caught the nation's attention pitching the University of Arizona to a national championship in 2001. 3 years later, she was on the world stage, helping lead Team USA to the gold medal at the Athens Olympics. She would later collect a silver medal in Beijing and go on to boast an outstanding pro career on her way to the National Softball Hall of Fame. Softball, presented by Sundance Chevrolet.
Hey everybody, Jennie Finch here with a question for all you softball players out there. Why can't they make a great sports movie about women's softball? Is it really that hard? I mean, our smaller sphered cousin baseball has tons of them. Sure, there is that comedy All-Stars, but that's really more about the parents than it is about the players. Even A League of Their Own is about women's baseball, where there is no crying, not softball. It makes no sense. Our sport provides plenty of drama. I don't know about you, but I've met some unforgettable characters in and around the diamond. And you have a built-in audience dying to see their sport up on the silver screen. So for any of you softball players out there with a mile-wide creative streak, start gathering some fun stories, start putting together some characters, and getting them down on paper. And let's see if we can make a movie about the greatest sport in the world, softball. And while we wait for that, let's give out some awards. Here are your finalists for the Softball Player of the Year. And the Greater Lansing Softball Player of the Year is Macy Ireland of Owasso High School.
Kent State commit Macy Ireland has been a driving force at the plate and in the pitching circle for Owasso, which won the Flint Metro League title and ended the regular season ranked number 5 in the Michigan High School Softball Coaches Association state poll.
Congratulations, Macy.
In 1936, Major League Baseball became the first professional sport in North America to establish a Hall of Fame as a way to remember the greats of the game from every generation. Induction to the Hall is seen as the highest honor of an extraordinary player's remarkable career. To present our baseball awards is first ballot Hall of Famer Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones was selected by the Atlanta Braves as the #1 overall pick in 1990 and went on to become a mainstay in a Braves dynasty that claimed 11 consecutive division crowns and a World Series title. He captured 2 Silver Slugger awards and was the National League MVP in 1999. Baseball, presented by Sundance Chevrolet.
Hey everybody, can't tell you how proud I am to be a part of this presentation to all you hardworking baseball players out there. I also want to say how impressed I am at all the stats you guys use these days. Y'all have a measure for everything. When I was playing, we didn't talk much about range factors or wins above replacement or bequeath runner scored. Heck, we didn't even know what bequeath was. The only time we ever talked about launch angle was if we happened to see the space shuttle taking off. And exit velocity was how fast the fans left after big loss. But by embracing all the statistical analysis, you're getting new insights into this great game. You're also probably getting a lot better scores on your math tests, so keep up the good work. And don't let your BABIP affect your WOBA, whatever that means. Here are your finalists for the Baseball Player of the Year. And the Greater Lansing Baseball Player of the Year is Noah Warren of Grand Ledge High School.
Noah Warren was a big component for a Grand Ledge team that ended the regular season ranked #1 in Division I. He helped the Comets win CAAC Blue, District, and Diamond Classic championships. He was named the MVP of the Diamond Classic after hitting the game-winning home run.
Congratulations, Noah.
Hey, gonna have some fun with you. Basketball is awards coming up.
Excuse me?
Hey, how's it going? Can I get you a drink?
Oh, no, I'm just up here to order some food.
No, please, I got this round. Hey, can we get a couple drinks down here? Hey, buddy, can we get some drinks? These guys are slammed today. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, what you drinking? Can I buy you a drink?
Guys, seriously? I'm just trying to order some fries.
Hey, man, I'm getting her a drink.
No.
No, I mean, I'm getting her one right now.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Hey, girl, I got you.
Wow, thank you. How did you get these so fast?
I ordered it to refill.
What's refill?
It's a new fast and easy way to order your food online.
Oh, you can just order it right from the bar.
Yep.
And I bring it to you.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Many of the athletes featured tonight will continue their athletic careers in college.
But our next presenter's talents were so prodigious that the professional leagues couldn't wait. To hand out our basketball awards, we have the big ticket himself, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, dubbed Mr. Basketball USA in 1995, was the first player drafted by the NBA straight out of high school in more than 20 years. This 15-time All-Star earned MVP and Defensive Player of the Year honors and an Olympic gold medal. Here he is, the big ticket himself.
Hey, KG here. I know all you girls and guys have worked really hard in high school. Have totally earned all the props and recognition you're getting. But no matter how long you play this game, know one thing they will never teach you at any point along the way is how to give out awards. I tell you right now, it's not easy. It's great that our country is a melting pot and we have people from all over. But that also means that the names can be pronounced a million different ways. So be kind to the big ticket, if you will. If I accidentally mispronounce your name or if I don't get your name right perfectly, no disrespect. I have just seen these winners' names and I'm gonna try my best, okay? So let's get to it. Here are some honorees for the Female Basketball Player of the Year. And the finalists are the Greater Lansing Female Basketball Player of the Year is Ashley Bauer of Portland High School.
Ashley Bauer was an Associated Press first-team All-State selection in Division II and helped the Raiders to their first-ever state championship. She averaged 19 points, 4 rebounds, nearly 3 steals, and 2 assists for CAAC White champion Portland. Bauer, who surpassed 1,000 career points and became the Raiders' all-time leading scorer this winter, shot 52% from the field, 38% from three-point range, and 76% from the free throw line.
Congratulations, Ashley. And now for the ballers on the guys' side. Here are your honorees for the Male Basketball Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Male Basketball Player of the Year is Brendan Young of Fowlerville.
Brendan Young was an Associated Press first-team All-State selection in Division II and also was named to the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan All-State team after setting the Fowlerville career scoring record. The Madonna-bound Young averaged 27 points and 10 rebounds this winter for the Gladiators.
Congratulations, Brendan.
Courage means getting up after you've been knocked down. Failure is refusing to get up. Courage is getting up and doing something about it.
Courage means being uncomfortable and being okay with that.
Be willing to take a chance and maybe go against the flow.
To put yourself on the line for something.
I was always taught that courage means doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Courage means stepping out of your comfort zone.
Courage means you're fearless.
Courage means facing your fears and saying, I'm not scared of you.
Courage means doing the right thing all the time, not just when people are watching.
Courage can mean that you're just not afraid to make mistakes.
Not the absence of fear, but I think confronting your fears.
One of my favorite quotes is by Mary Ann Radmacher. It says, courage does not always roar. Some days, courage is the little voice that says, I'll try again tomorrow.
Courage truly means so many things. Overcoming challenges is the very essence of sports. But there are times when adversity comes after the whistles have blown and the horns have sounded, and it's devastating. The Courage Award is given to an athlete who has faced tremendous hardship, and through their strength and tenacity, were able to rise above it.
In 2018, a traumatic on-field leg injury threatened to end Alex Smith's professional football career and his life. After 17 surgeries, a lethal infection, and 2 years of grueling rehab, he stepped back into the huddle to help lead the Washington football team to an improbable playoff berth. Here to honor our recipient and present the 2021 Courage Award is a man who is no stranger to hardship himself, 2020 NFL Comeback Player of the Year, Alex Smith.
There are a lot of ways to define courage. For me, courage is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. And the grace exhibited by our Courage Award winner is something to behold. Courage can be found overcoming a sudden and traumatic event, or conquering a lifelong condition in ways the rest of us can't even imagine. What makes this athlete truly amazing is that they shared their very difficult, very personal story in order to help the next person who has the same brutal hill to climb. They found a way to turn courage into something shared, something inspiring, something beautiful. And the recipient of the Courage Award for the Greater Lansing area is Annalise Lebeda of East Lansing High School.
Annalise Lebeda made it back for a senior season on the girls' basketball team at East Lansing. That might have been the biggest hurdle for the standout player, but there was much more to it than that. Annalise went on to excel after recovering from an anterior cruciate ligament tear that prevented her from playing as a junior. Then she excelled in her final year, leading the Trojans in scoring and showing that an inspiring work ethic could be properly rewarded. Annalise might have returned to action with even more motivation. She didn't allow the setback during what could have been a key season derail her ability to become a standout on the court. She was a constant threat from three-point range, providing a critical element for the East Lansing team. The Trojans entered the postseason with an undefeated record. They won conference, district, and regional championships. It became a season for Annalise and her teammates to celebrate, along with veteran coach Rob Smith. For Smith, some of the satisfaction related to the season was connected to seeing Annalise back on the court.
Congratulations, Annalise.
Hey high school sports fans, it's the Big Aristotle here to present some of the biggest awards of the night. So stick around, I've been preparing all week. I really hope I make Miss Swan proud. That's my fourth grade teacher. Definitely don't want to end up in detention again.
We've seen so many outstanding individual achievements in all different sports from this past school year. But now we focus on the heart of high school athletics, the team. And a crucial ingredient for success at any level, the coach.
And to present our awards for the best team and best coach, please welcome someone who is no stranger to success, legendary coach Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer has found success at every stop of his coaching career, including 3 national championships. He's the winner of multiple National Coach of the Year awards, and this fall, he'll make his NFL debut as head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi guys, we know that good coaches and teams of this world are judged by the wins and losses. But we all know that there's a lot more behind the scenes. Strategy, teaching, training, and a lot of pushing. But a coach excels when his or her team truly comes together as one. And you know, it doesn't matter what sport you play. There really is nothing like being part of an exceptional team. It's never easy, of course. Nothing worthwhile ever is. The hours and hours of practice, the growth of a unit, going through all the ups and downs, the highs and lows of a season together. When you become a great team, a special bond forms between the players, the coaches, and the support staff. That's like nothing else I've ever felt. Yes, there's some magic needed to make great coaches and great teams, but don't take this old coach's word for it. Let's hear from some athletes who know a thing or two about winning.
A good teammate accepts you as you are, yet challenges you to become even better because they see the best in you.
A good teammate is someone who wants the same amount of success for you as they do themselves.
A good teammate is unselfish.
Somebody who always stays positive.
The way you grow, the way your game grows, the way your IQ grows, a lot of times is off the basis of how you're coached.
A good coach is consistent.
A good coach is someone that can motivate you to do things that your mind doesn't even think you can do.
Good coaches understand that their role is not just to coach, but to teach, to inspire, and motivate an athlete.
Okay guys, they really did say it best. But now let's give out some awards to some who've proven they know what it takes to come together as a team and bring home the wins. Here are your finalists for the Team of the Year. And the Greater Lansing Team of the Year is Okemos Boys Tennis Team.
The Okemos boys tennis team has been no stranger to winning state championships over the years, but the Chiefs made history in the fall by capturing their first state title ever at the Division I level while sending outgoing coach Chris Silker out as a champion. The latest state championship was the third in 4 seasons for Okemos, which spent all fall as the top-ranked team in Division I, finishing the season with a 29-0 record. All but one of the flights for the Chiefs went unbeaten during team bracket play in the revamped state tennis finals.
Congratulations, guys. Well done. Now for the Coach of the Year. And the finalists are and the Greater Lansing Coach of the Year is Rob Zimmerman of DeWitt High School.
Rob Zimmerman was named the Detroit Lions High School Football Coach of the Year after helping guide the Panthers to their first state championship in program history. He helped the Panthers to a 12-0 mark that included wins over 3 other teams ranked in the top 5 of the final Associated Press state rankings en route to the Division III championships. Under Zimmerman's leadership, DeWitt navigated a 2-month pause in the middle of the state playoffs to capture their historic first title. DeWitt returned from the pause to knock off number 2 ranked Muskegon in a state semifinal before beating number 4 ranked River Rouge in the state championship game in January.
Congratulations, Coach. Excellent job.
All right, guys, the moment we have all been waiting for. It's time to reveal the top male and female athletes of the year. Yes. These are exemplary athletes who have stolen the spotlight, dominated the season, and shown what it means to be unstoppable.
To give us a helping hand with the female athlete of the year is the all-time assist leader in WNBA history, the great Sue Bird.
Sue Bird has been a basketball superstar for more than 25 years. She earned the Naismith College Player of the Year and a 3-time Nancy Lieberman Award winner. Bird was the #1 pick of the 2002 WNBA draft, an 11-time All-Star, 2 NCAA championships, 4 WNBA crowns, 4 Olympic gold medals, 4 FIBA World Cup titles, plus a dozen or so International League titles.
Hey everybody, Sue Bird here. We've arrived at my favorite part of the show. Female Athlete of the Year brings together the best of the best, all in one award. It's kind of like that scene in Endgame when all the female heroes assemble, only instead of lasers, swords, and tricked out suits, you gals have sports equipment. But you get the idea. The point is, you have all excelled in your individual sports. You have all overcome obstacles standing between you and success. And you all have earned our lasting admirations. So really, there is no downside here. Just one of you gets a little bit more of an upside. But you all leave tonight winners. All right, let's meet our finalists for Female Athlete of the Year.
Emily Klein, a senior from Eaton Rapids High School. Alyssa Leister, a senior from Alma High School. And Grace Ann Whipple, a senior from Mason High School.
And the Greater Lansing Female Athlete of the Year is Alyssa Leister of Alma High School.
Alyssa Leister was a 3-sport standout during a strong career for the Panthers, shining on the volleyball and basketball courts and also making a mark on the softball diamond. The Wayne State-bound basketball player was selected to the top Division II All-State Hoops team by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan, earning honorable mention accolades from the Associated Press after a senior season where she surpassed 1,000 career points. Leister also was a standout in volleyball, earning all-region honors from the Michigan Interscholastic Volleyball Coaches Association in Division II. Leister surpassed 1,000 career kills in the fall, while setting a school record. On the diamond, Leister has been one of Alma's top players during her career.
Congratulations, Alyssa.
Now let's meet the contenders for Male Athlete of the Year. With so much incredible talent on display, we needed somebody of equal stature. So our final presenter of the night needs no introduction.
Yeah, but we're gonna give him one anyway, because if we don't, I know he'll call us out and he'll say, "Hey, there's Rutledge, why did you throw Jesus some love?"
Wow.
So here to present our final award of the night, the one and only Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, the big Aristotle himself, is feared by opponents and loved by millions. Shaq's combination of size, speed, and strength led to 4 NBA championship rings, an MVP title, 15 All-Star Game appearances, an Olympic gold medal, and a first ballot invite to the Hall of Fame.
What's up, everybody? Diesel in the house, representing for all the major athletes out there in high school. It's time to give out the Best Male Athlete Award. Anytime somebody wants to put the word best next to your name, that is a major sign of respect. It means they know you do hard work to be great, but also you pay attention to detail. It means you rise to the occasion when your team really needs it. It means you make your parents proud. So let's give it up for the male athletes who are vying for the title of the best. And the finalists for the Male Athlete of the Year are
Ben Steele, a senior from Eaton Rapids High School. Grant Yule, a senior from DeWitt High School. And Carson Voss, a senior from Dansville High School.
And the Greater Lansing Male Athlete of the Year is Grant Yule of DeWitt High School.
From the football field in the fall, to the ice arena in the winter, to the diamond in the spring, Grant Yule was a major component on each of his teams. Yule was a big part of a dominant defense in the fall that helped DeWitt go unbeaten while winning the Division III state championship. He earned all-state honors at linebacker while helping the Panthers make history with their first ever state title. He was one of the top contributors on the ice for Capital City Capitals hockey team in the winter. This spring, Yule has been one of Greater Lansing's top offensive players while helping the Division I state-ranked Panthers earn a share of a league title.
Congratulations, Grant.
What a great night. We have had so much fun celebrating your accomplishments, and we want to thank all the parents, guardians, teachers, and role models who have helped these amazing young adults get to where they are today. You're all so important.
Exactly. And to all the athletes, coaches, and winners, congratulations.
Yes.
Until next year, that's a wrap.
Yes.
Some advice I'd give to my high school self would be, don't sweat the small stuff.
I would tell my high school self to take time and enjoy the little things. High school flies by, and before you know it, you will be an adult. So have fun and enjoy the time with your friends and family.
Well, there's a couple things. I think one would to tell myself to be yourself. And a lot of times that's a lot easier said than done, but I know looking back, I was like every other high school kid, trying to figure things out, you know, seeing what your friends are doing, seeing what your family's doing, trying to see where you fit in. And I think a lot of times as kids, you know, we don't have the confidence to just be who we are.
Only surround yourself with people that you respect, that you love you back, that support you. You've got to have positive enforcement in every way around you.
Continue to be a leader and not a follower. Continue to do right things in the community, in schools, around other student athletes.
It's supposed to be fun. Work hard, put everything into it, but make sure that you have joy when you compete. It's not about the outcome, it's about competing with all of your heart for something that you love. The outcome, the results will take care of themselves if you do that. So make sure you have fun with your team, rejoice in each other, rejoice in your talent, and just go for it.
I think I would tell her first and foremost to enjoy the process and have fun and stay present in the moment. And then I would say to challenge herself and to kind of run towards her fears and get uncomfortable. I think that that's where people learn and grow the most, is making mistakes, taking advantage of the mistakes as an opportunity and learning from them.
My advice would be make the most of your high school experience. How you do that, it's about people, it's about relationships.
Be yourself and be a leader before being anything.